Hi, I'm LaTecia, and I'm the CEO and founder of INGENIUS. Today, I'm going to tell you a bit about myself and what we're building at INGENIUS. INGENIUS is the operating system for the culture economy. We help brands, enterprise teams launch, measure, and manage their creator led campaigns. INGENIUS is the operating system for the culture economy. We help brands and enterprise teams launch, measure, and scale their creator programs all in the same platform. We combine campaign execution, performance measurement, and cultural intelligence to tell brands not only who they should be partnering with, but how it impacts their bottom line and what they should do next so they can see exactly how their investments drive both relevancy as well as business outcomes. For creators, we provide the infrastructure, tools, and connections required to secure high value, authentic partnerships and scale their impact into and scale their influence into lasting businesses. What inspired me to launch Ingenious is really just a deep frustration with how fragmented and inefficient the creator and culture economy have become. I spent my career working across some of the largest brands and companies in the world, whether it was starting my career at Nielsen or more recently in leading high growth early stage startups. As an executive, I realized that I'd been solving really the same problem for over a decade. And that is that even though all these new tools have been created, we weren't using and streamlining tools. Everyone was just defaulting to spreadsheets. And as I started to dig into why everyone was defaulting to spreadsheets, I realized it was simply because many of the people who were building the tools and technology that existed, even though it was amazing, they were one, only solving for symptoms of the problem, and two, had never actually done the role for the job that they were building for. And so I thought, how great would it be if Ingenious could build a tool built by people who had actually done the job, worked with creative teams, worked inside of large organizations, had to manage a spreadsheet that's haunting me, or had severity incidents caused because you forgot to update a comma. And quite literally, that has happened several times. And so for me, it was really about just understanding that problem and being able to amplify it. As someone who's worked at the intersection of culture, media, and technology, I really saw an opportunity to create a platform that not only powers the campaigns, but also makes cultural capital measurable by turning influence into impact and bridging the gap to give brands the tools, data, and strategy to effectively scale while giving creators the tools, strategies, and data they need to be paid at a level that they deserve while also scaling their businesses. For me, it's not just about building software, it's also about building the future of media. The problem that we're solving for is the reality that the creator economy is booming, but the infrastructure itself, the infrastructure behind it, is broken. Most of this partnerships still take place and is siloed within relationships, taking place in DMs, spreadsheets, emails, telephone calls, and none of that data is connected. And brands are spending billions on campaigns without a clear ROI to measure the impact or connect it back to business incomes, which is why keep seeing this start stop phenomena. Because I've been a growth strategist, because I've been in those spaces, I understand that growth is the primary driver. And so Ingenious solves this fragmented data by giving brands access to measurable ROI or culture driven campaigns, and then giving creators what they need in order to be effective partners. What Black Business Month means to me is that it's a reminder that our stories, the innovations that we've created, the impact that we're building aren't just worthy of celebration. They're also essential to shaping the future of business. For me, it's also personal, right? So this next era isn't just about visibility or reach for reach's sake. It's also about ownership, making sure that Black founders aren't just building great companies and cool content, but are also building equity, developing generational wealth, and participating in the upside of the industries that we've helped to transform. It's also a moment to honor the resilience it takes to build as a Black founder while committing to breaking down the barriers that make this journey harder than it should be. But the real celebration for me is when our success isn't just seen as exceptional, it'll be seen as inevitable.